1. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. While this command was given to Joshua, it reflects the heart of Jesus' teachings. Jesus calls us to be courageous in the face of fear and adversity. He assures us that we do not have to face challenges alone. God's presence with us gives us the strength and courage to stand firm, even when the path seems uncertain. Courage does not mean the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward in faith, knowing that God is with us. 2. Do not fear. So do not fear, you are worth more than many sparrows. Matthew 10:31. Jesus consistently encouraged his followers not to fear. He reminded them that God values them deeply, even more than the sparrows, which are provided for by God. Fear often holds us back, but Jesus calls us to trust in God's care for us. When we understand our worth in God's eyes, we can face life's challenges with courage, knowing that He will provide and protect us. 3. Courage in the face of persecution. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. John 15:18. Jesus promised His followers that they would face opposition and persecution, just as He did. Yet, He calls us to stand firm and remain courageous in our faith, even in the face of hostility. Jesus assures us that when we face persecution for His name's sake, we are not alone. Our courage in these moments is a testimony to our faith and trust in God's eternal plan, knowing that His reward is greater than any earthly challenge. 4. The strength of Christ. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Jesus is the source of our strength, and through Him, we are empowered to face any challenge. The strength that comes from Christ enables us to endure hardships, overcome fears, and live with boldness. This strength is not of our own making, but is given to us through our relationship with Jesus. When we rely on His strength, we can accomplish all things that He has called us to do. 5. Fear not. I am with you. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, the flames will not set you ablaze. Isaiah 43:2. Jesus assures us that no matter what we face in life, we are not alone. Just as God promised His presence with the Israelites through the waters and fires, He promises to be with us through our trials. Jesus' presence brings peace and strength in times of trouble, and with His help, we can face even the most difficult circumstances with courage, knowing that He is by our side. 6. Take heart. I have overcome the world. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. John 16:33. Jesus acknowledges that life will be full of challenges, but He encourages us to take heart because He has overcome the world. Jesus' victory over sin, death, and the powers of this world gives us the courage to face trials without fear. We can trust that, just as Jesus triumphed over the greatest enemy, He will enable us to overcome the difficulties we face in our lives. 7. The courage to step out in faith. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. Matthew 4:19. When Jesus called His disciples to follow Him, He asked them to step out in faith and leave behind everything they knew. This required great courage, but Jesus promised that they would not be alone. Stepping out in faith requires trusting that Jesus will provide the strength and courage needed to fulfill the mission He gives us. As we step out in obedience, we rely on His power, not our own, to accomplish His will. 8. Strength in weakness. But he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Jesus teaches that strength comes through acknowledging our weakness and relying on God's grace. When we are weak, His power is made perfect in us. Courage and strength are not always about being strong in our own abilities, but about humbling ourselves before God and trusting in His strength. In our moments of weakness, God's grace becomes our greatest source of strength. 9. Stand firm in the faith. Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. Paul encourages the church to stand firm in their faith, to be strong and courageous in their walk with Christ. Life can be filled with temptations, challenges, and distractions. But Jesus calls us to stand firm in our belief and trust in Him. Courage in the faith involves staying true to our convictions and living boldly for Christ, regardless of the circumstances. 10. The victory of faith. For everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. 1 John 5:4. Faith is the key to overcoming the challenges of this world. Jesus calls us to live by faith, trusting in His victory over sin and death. Our faith enables us to face the trials of life with courage, knowing that Jesus has already secured our ultimate victory. Through faith, we can be courageous, knowing that our victory is not in our own strength, but in Christ's victory on our behalf.